Fucking clowns, man.
Look at that banana.
I just don't like clowns.
You see that then?
Yeah, what is it?
You can see that.
Oh, yeah,
Look
yeah.
at that.
Look like a shadow, honestly.
Yeah.
UFOs.
How you doing? I'm Callan, and this is Slap.
Hey, Callan, we love you,
man.
Some
man.
creepy clips that no one
They're
can
good,
quite
aren't they?
explain.
Yeah, we love Slap Town.
So hit that
Everybody sign
subscribe
up to
button
Slap
and get
Town.
ready
Yeah.
for more creepy content, just like this.
Yeah, they're good.
Can they see it?
One of our viewers, Jennifer J. Jensen, posted a photo to our
Yeah.
Facebook community page, and it's left some commenters wondering whether it shows the
The
ghost
soldier.
of a World War I veteran. Jensen
Does kinda
says
look
that
like
back
it
in
with the
2003,
trousers, doesn't
she
it?
used to
Got a
own an
weird
old
back
inn in
ankle as
Garden
well.
Grove,
Yeah.
Iowa, that dated back to the early 1900s. Over the course of living on the property, some eerie things were experienced, like the regular sound of heavy boots walking back and forth on the second floor landing. One evening, while sitting in the yard behind the inn, Jensen heard some mysterious noises coming from a nearby bush. There was no one around, nor did there seem to be any animals that might be making the racket. Hoping to catch something on film, Jensen took a couple of quick snaps with her old digital camera. In one of the photos, a shadowy figure can be seen standing
see,
right near
look,
the bush
the
where the
back
sounds were
ankle.
coming from.
That's like the knees going backwards.
Yeah,
Jensen
but then
thought
that's
straight
the
away that the
Probably the
figure
drink,
resembled a
the
World War I
trousers.
soldier
You know,
in a
they had
cavalry
those
uniform.
trousers.
You can even
German
make out what
soldier.
looks like a hat and riding slacks.
That's an American's soldiers.
I just think Americans.
Spurred on by the eerie photo, Jensen asked some of the old townsfolk if they
Second
knew of
World
any
War.
World War I veterans that might have lived in the area.
No, it's
One
second
man
must
who
be
goes
Europe.
by the name Albert said he remembered an
Can't be
incident
America.
when he was
So wasn't
young.
it World War
He
One
remembers the
and two?
military police
Americans.
arriving and investigating a disappearance in the town.
Must be
No, but the
Sometime
Americans
prior
were
to
in World War
1927, when Albert was a
Yeah.
young boy, he was walking by the old inn with his mother when he saw a cavalry soldier on return service leave chatting with another man.
Could be First
A
World War.
fight broke out, and that was that. However, 3 weeks later, the soldier was reported missing after he never returned to his post in the military. Albert later found out that the young soldier was meeting with his fiance's father to ask for his blessing to marry her. Fearing his daughter would become a young widow, he refused the soldier's offer. It didn't go well, and the fight broke out.
Ugh.
At the time, everyone in the town assumed that the soldier had returned to active service. However, the military police were investigating foul play. The young soldier was never found, and to this day, the case remains unsolved. So could this photo show the spirit of a
So
young
the father
soldier
killed him.
who may have been
Possibly,
murdered?
That's what they're suggesting,
Have a
isn't it?
look and make your own mind up.
Allegedly. You have to say that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's murder! Allegedly.
This next one, uploaded by a user Paranormal Video, has divided viewers over on Twitter.
Some dude on a horse.
Yeah, Ghost Rider. It's not the Ghost Rider I know. On the bike.
That could just be a camera
It's weird.
making it fit, because you can see the cow alright, can't you?
In the background, there's a person
Could be
riding
fake.
a horse.
There's a fence.
However,
Yeah, but
they
it
look
looks
almost
perfect, and then it,
transparent.
and it just
By
kind of,
the end of the clip, it looks like they disappear altogether.
yeah, it shouldn't disappear altogether.
No, it's ghosty type because you can see through it.
The footage has left some viewers creeped out, saying that it's a ghost caught on camera. However, others think it's nothing more than a poor compression rate and low resolution, causing
Yeah.
the horseman to look spookier than normal. So where do you sit on this? Ghost Rider or poor camera quality?
Poor
Let me know
camera
in the
quality.
comments
I mean, it does
down
look
below.
like it's filmed on a potato.
Looks like it's a UFO up here.
Aye, it's the moon apparently.
Top right.
This next eerie image was submitted to our Slaptam subreddit by user FriendlyProduce964. The photo, taken in the summer of 2021 in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, shows the OP's son and nephews walking through a wooded area beside a road. At first, everything seems perfectly
Oh, shit,
normal.
look.
That is
Slenderman
until you notice
with
what
bits.
looks like a long pair of legs in the top right-hand corner of the shot.
Yeah.
If you zoom in, it actually looks like pants and shoes with a cuffline.
I don't
It's
think it's
weird. Look at
this
that. It's like a
big.
clown boot.
I mean, it could be.
Fellow Redditors were immediately
no
irked by
arms,
the
though.
strange photo, saying that if it belonged to a person, they'd be more than 15 feet tall.
What?
Many comments drew immediate
Slender
comparison
Man.
to Slender Man, the mythical long-legged
It's got- look at the
creepypasta
boot, though.
character.
Yeah,
of
it's got a
internet
boot
lore.
on
It's like a Doc Marty.
Slendy is notorious for stalking
Slendy.
and abducting children, which certainly
Slender
comes to
Man's a
mind
myth
when
anyway,
you
there's
look
no
at this
such thing as
unnerving image.
It's just a.
Of course, there is a chance
Urban
it's all just
legend.
Yeah, an urban
paranoia,
legend
but
that
I
was
know if
started
I
by
were in
some
this photo and
school
saw those
kids.
long legs behind me, I'd be freaked out regardless.
Oh, that's its
It's
holographic.
clear as fuck a boot, that, innit?
That is odd.
When
Don't
Reddit
figure out.
user Prestigious Ad 7950 stayed at the historic Low Hotel in Point Pleasant, West Virginia,
It doesn't
they had
look
heard of the
spooky,
ghost
does it?
stories but likely never thought they'd experience any
Turn
of
the
it
fucking lights
firsthand.
up.
Just one
Look,
night at the
mate,
old
don't have to sit in the
hotel,
dark, like-
something
Why do these
very
Ghostbusters
eerie
all
took
just walk around in
place.
the dark? Turn the
The Low
lights off,
Hotel
for
opened
Christ's
its
sake.
doors in 1901 and is the centre point of Point Pleasant's historical neighbourhood. In the first half of the 20th century, it was a stately establishment where many of West Virginia's high society would gather to
I love
host
that look,
lavish
like
parties in the
1920s.
grand ballroom.
Gatsby.
However,
Yeah.
as the decades wore on, the Low Hotel
God,
became
is that me?
notorious as a heavily haunted property.
What's wrong with the
Guests
light
and
in
staff
here?
began to report feelings of
I
unexplained
wouldn't even
dread
walk
and
down there if it
anxiety,
wasn't lit.
and it felt
No.
as though you were almost always being watched.
That's
There were
beautiful,
accounts
isn't
of
it?
disembodied children's
Yeah.
laughter and the unmistakable
You think
squeak of a
people watch
tricycle
something
rolling
walking
down the
in this place?
hallways.
That'd be weird.
I
In the
know,
third
yeah.
floor suite that overlooks the Ohio River, guests have reportedly seen a bearded man looking out the window. He says he's waiting for the boat to arrive. However, when the guests look away, he vanishes without a trace. However, one of the most notorious spirits thought to haunt the halls of the Low Hotel is that of a beautiful young lady in a nightgown.
That
with
doesn't
bare
look
feet.
beautiful to me, man.
She's allegedly been
It's
seen
massive.
dancing to unheard music. She's said to look at guests with a cold stare, then walk through a door,
Like the
only to
Grudge, sure.
disappear completely.
What's it called?
Now, this is where the Reddit user's experience comes in. The OP was staying the night with their
Try and
family
cut off
when they
it,
began
wouldn't
to
you?
hear strange
It
creaking
looked
noises
alright.
throughout the room, almost as though someone was walking around. Spooked, the family began taking pictures to try and capture the event. In one of the photos, you can make out the distinct imprint of a bare foot made in the dust on an old rocking
Yeah,
horse.
you can, yeah. Yeah, look at that.
The creepy thing
Yeah.
is, this is the room where the dancing, barefoot young girl is most often reported.
Looks quite a big foot.
I mean, it could be
That's
set up,
fine.
The
couldn't
OP
it?
says they're just as skeptical as most of the
I've got
commenters
big
on
feet
the
and that
thread,
looks
but
like my
still
foot.
had no
If
way
that's
of
legit,
explaining
then
how the bare
that's
footprint got there. Given the history of the hotel and that there's been dozens of reports of a dancing, barefoot young
Proof of
lady, it
physicality.
certainly does make you wonder whether something paranormal has been
Hmm.
captured here.
You should have to have weight to compress the dust.
I mean, you could go into these things just to fuck with people and do that.
Yeah, of course you can.
This next eerie photo was uploaded to Reddit by user FlashyAd3423. They were driving through a notorious area of Connecticut that's rumoured to be haunted when they decided to take some snaps out the front of their car to see if they could spot
So
anything
much of
unusual.
America is haunted.
In one of the pics, you can see a man walking down the
He's a bit
side of the
blessed.
road.
Aye.
However, just to the left of the man is what looks like a mist-like apparition.
It does,
You
doesn't
can
it?
make
Yeah.
out a torso with arms, but it looks like it's hovering off the ground.
It looks like a negative.
While the
of
photo
film.
alone could be dismissed as poor lighting or a camera malfunction, it's where this photo was taken that makes it a little more
Yeah, it
unsettling.
looks like
Graveyard.
Just miles from this sighting is the infamous Dudley Town, an area that's said to be so cursed it became abandoned. Located just south of Cornwall Bridge in Connecticut, Dudley Town is an enigma that has intrigued parapsychologists, historians, and curiosity seekers for years. Numerous mysterious events have been attributed to Dudley Town, including ghost sightings, unsolved deaths, and a curse that travelled across the sea from England with the Dudley family. Dudley Town was first settled by Thomas Griffiths in the 1740s, with Gideon Dudley arriving sometime around 1753. He purchased land from Griffiths, and more members of the Dudley family soon arrived, along with other families, to unofficially establish the town. According to legend, the curse of the Dudleys originated with an ancestor of the family. Edmund Dudley was beheaded in 1510 for plotting against King Henry VII.
Yeah.
A curse was placed on the Dudley family at that time, with the curse stating that the descendants of the Dudleys would all experience nothing but horror, pain, and death. The family then began experiencing a cruel run of bad luck that followed them to America. The curse
Gypsy
seemed to be
curse.
running strong in Dudley Town. Several individuals who lived in the town went insane, including one of the Dudley brothers. A woman reportedly hung herself in 1872, claiming to have had visions of demons before she died. Other events that occurred in Dudley Town included a man who fell to his death during a barn raising, a lightning strike that killed another Dudley Town woman, and the disappearance of 2 children who were playing in the woods. Eventually, the area became a ghost town, but around 1900, Dr. William Clark purchased the land and built a summer home. One weekend, while vacationing there with his wife, Dr. Clark was called away, leaving his wife there alone. When he returned a couple of days later, he found that his wife was babbling about frightening creatures that had come out of the woods to attack her.
Good bit of
She
that.
committed suicide a short time later. Today, the land is privately owned and local law enforcement keeps a close eye on the property. Still, some paranormal investigators have managed to gain access to the land, and reports have been made of many eerie happenings, including strange
I like that
shadows,
shot.
the sound of
Yeah.
disembodied
Yeah.
voices, orbs,
Looks
cold
AI
spots, and other
generated.
unusual
Eyes
events.
refracted now.
So it's unsettling to know that this strange photo was taken just miles from a location steeped in murder, madness, and paranormal phenomena.
Coincidence or
So
not?
could the curse
do
of
you think?
Dudley Town really be
That's
true?
it.
Take
I
another
don't
look at the
know.
photo
Because, I mean, it's
Because
not-
that doesn't
for
look.
yourself.
Looks like he's took a shot at someone else.
It was
Before we
beside a
take a look at
graveyard.
some wild UFO footage that's been captured in South America. On February 8th, 2023, residents across
That's
Santiago,
recently.
the capital of Chile, began to notice 2 distinct yet unidentified lights floating in the evening sky over the Andes. A compilation of several of the sightings was uploaded by Reddit user Hannibal Vega 44. In the first clip, you can see the strange lights in the hazy evening sky.
That's
One
the
of
sun
objects
going down
quickly
with the cloud
disappears,
behind.
leaving the second to hover in place.
It's the sun.
¿Viste la vaina?
It's not moving.
No, I guarantee
And
it's
the
the
second
sun that's
object
going down
also
behind it.
disappears.
Yeah.
Because then when the sun gets to it's gone now. Because there's cloud that you can't see. That's
Yeah.
what I reckon. I think that's the sun.
In a
going
second
down
eyewitness
behind.
account, you can see the objects emerging in the sky.
You can tell better when they see both of them.
Yeah. There is something over
Because
there.
it looks like a band of cloud.
There, and-
It'll be the same again. It's just breaks in cloud, I think.
It looks like each object is made up of several smaller lights.
Now, that I don't know
Slowly
about
drift
that.
through
That's
the air
weird.
throughout the duration of the clip.
Crossing over.
That does look like UFOs now, because one's going that way.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they've just crossed over.
Oh, and you can see lights on.
Yeah, there's like 5 lights on each one, they said.
Right.
The nearest major airport is to the
Avoid
west of the
trying to think
metropolitan
that's UFO.
area,
Yeah.
placing it at the
Planes
rear
don't
of both
float
of
in
the
the air
camera
like that, though.
holders, ruling out landing planes or any other commercial air traffic.
No.
Interestingly, the Chilean government has an official department that investigates UAPs and UFOs
Yeah, it does.
that's been in operation since 1997. It's funded mostly by the Chilean Air Force. The Reddit user has since stated that they've submitted these sightings to the department for further investigation.
Yeah, you can clearly see lights.
Chile
on it.
has a
It's
rich
not the
history
sun,
of
it's
UFO
just how it was
sightings, with
video
many
on the
cases
first time.
attracting
From that
international
different
attention.
perspective, you know, like.
One of the most famous sightings occurred in November 2014, when the Chilean Navy was
They're all over
conducting
the
a
place,
routine
they're all
coastal
worldwide
patrol.
showing up now.
During the flight, the Navy helicopter's crew spotted an unusual object in the sky, which they described as a flat, elongated object with 2 thermal spotlights, like discharges that didn't coincide with the axle of motion. The helicopter crew attempted to communicate with the object using both civilian and military radio frequencies, but received no response. The crew then used a high-definition camera to capture footage of the object, which they estimated to be around 35 to 40 feet long.
Yeah, if you look around it, you
Here,
can see
you
the
can see
distortion, the
object drifting
graviton
through the
with,
sky.
you know, the field, gravity field.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's definitely a UAP.
Towards the end of the clip, the unidentified object begins to leave a plume of discharge.
Yeah. Looks like it's purposely doing that. spraying something out there.
Hmm.
The sighting lasted for over 10 minutes until the mysterious object disappeared among the clouds.
Why are we not fucking following it, you twats?
No, you just follow it till it went out.
I know.
The footage was later analysed by the Chilean government's agency in charge of investigating UFOs that we
Too lazy.
mentioned earlier, and the US-based scientific organisation, the Mutual UFO Network.
Just don't want to
Both organisations concluded that the
This is
object was a genuine
snippets of
UFO
footage.
and that it was not a
They
conventional
probably hate it if
aircraft,
you
a
follow it,
drone,
it
or
just
any other
Looks
land
like it's kind of
object.
morphing a little bit.
The
into
incident
like a
gained
beam
widespread
shape.
attention when the
Yeah.
footage was released to the public in 2017. The event is considered one of the most significant UFO sightings of the 21st century and has been widely discussed in the media and among UFO
I'd like to know what
researchers.
it's spraying out the back end. Could be any type of poison, that, couldn't it?
Yeah, toilet.
Unless they're trying to fix our atmosphere for us.